A week after a little boy got into the gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo, the investigation into the incident comes to an end. Good evening, everybody. Prosecutor Joe Dieter says no charges will be filed against the child's mother.
Dieter says the mother was looking after her children and turned away to attend to another child when it happened. The boy climbed over a 3-foot fence and went through thick bushes before falling into the Gorilla World moat. Harambe, a silverback gorilla, climbed into the water and dragged the boy around. Harambe was shot and killed by the zoo's dangerous animal response team.
This is a beautiful little boy, and had they not acted and this animal behaved sometimes like animals behave, we could have had a genuine tragedy here.
A northern Kentucky mother has been watching the zoo situation with personal interest.
She had a child fall over the very same barrier under similar circumstances. Local 12's Joe Webb shows us her story has a much different outcome. Joe?
Well, Rob, Angela Barbour was at the zoo last fall with 4 children, one of them a 3-year-old, just like the scenario 2 weekends ago. She says she was paying attention, and before she knew it, one of the children was over the fence at the gorilla exhibit. Angela Barbour has 5 children. 4 were with her last fall when they went to see the newest gorilla baby at the Cincinnati Zoo. One child was in a stroller, the others getting a good look.
All 3 of them were standing, kind of on the wire part. It's a log at the top with 2 wires at the bottom, and they were kind of standing just looking over. And Pia just lost her balance and flipped right over into the bushes that are there. And, her feet were still kind of hanging up in the air, but she had only a foot more to go before she would have fallen down.
Just like the child in the video seen around the world. Pia, now 4.5, survived without a scratch. The family outing went on, and not much thought about it until a week ago Saturday.
First thing was, that could have been us. That could have been us.
But it wasn't. Angela Barbour says she was not distracted or away from her child. She was right there.
Literally, she was the child right next to me, and I was just standing. I had my hands on the railing right next to hers while we were talking and looking at the baby gorilla, and the wire just, wobbled a little. She lost her balance, and over she went.
Barbour says she agrees with the prosecutor's decision to not file any charges.
If anyone doesn't believe a 3-year-old can scamper off very quickly, they've never had kids.
And her heart goes out to the mother who's been trashed in social media. She knows it could have been her.
Accidents happen, and we can't be there every moment. And even when we are there every moment, they still happen.
Now, Angela Barbour says her heart breaks for the mother who has allegedly received death threats. To illustrate her point that it can happen to anyone, she reminds people of the biblical story when Mary and Joseph lost Jesus and didn't find him for 3 days. Rob?
Interesting point, Joe. Thanks very much. Barbour and her children have been back to the zoo several times since their close call at Gorilla World. Our coverage continues tomorrow as the zoo reopens Gorilla World to the public for the first time since the incident. The zoo has added a higher barrier now.